What is up, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day. Now, you join me downstairs in my house. Now, luckily, there is no one else in at the moment, so there is no noise and hopefully no disruptions. But we have got a ton of projects going on downstairs. Now, some of them I'm going to show you in this video. Some of them I'm not, but that's because we have got the garage renovation going on, so we've got the new fish garage coming up at some point over the next few months as and when the work happens. We've got this tank that's been running for 2 years now. I can't believe how old it is. Now, we have had some issues with this tank, but anyway, I'm going ahead of myself. I want to show you all the behind-the-scenes stuff of a couple of different scapes, a couple of different things, what's been going on, baby fish, a bowl that I destroyed, overgrown tanks, yeah, all of it. So I want to show you everything that's going on downstairs in my house. Now, as I'm sat in front of this tank at the moment, this is a tank that is now 2 years old, or over 2 years old, to be honest. It must be over 2 years old. Me and MD set this one up in my house a long time ago, and to be honest, it is getting a bit old, but this one isn't going to be rescaped soon. I'm sort of letting it sit. We've had a few things going on in here. So we had the festive cichlids, had some babies. So we had eggs, we had babies. Unfortunately, none of them came through to adulthood, but what am I going to do with 30 or 40 baby festive cichlids? We've had baby tetras in here, and one of which I have grown up. I don't know if there's any out at the moment. No, there's not. They're normally down in here. Now, that was a bit of a surprise because baby tetras don't often survive in a big community aquarium, and it's also a bit of a surprise of which tetra it was, and they haven't been bred in the hobby before, as far as I can tell. So we had that going on. We also found a baby clown pleco. Now, while he's out, now that is one of the clown plecos. Get out of the way, Cardinal. Right there. So we have had a baby of one of those that I found the other day, and again, it was down in this sort of area. This is where the tetra babies hide normally, in this old algified anubias, but they survive in there, so it's really cool. But yeah, the tank's doing well, the fish are doing well. It is just a little bit old now. It's getting to the point where these anubiases probably need renewing because I run high lights and the festives are liking to nibble on them now. All the crypts are getting nibbled. You can see that Amazon swordleaf back there has been thoroughly nibbled. So yeah, it just needs a refresh, but that's going to be coming later on this year. Now, whilst I've got you off of the tripod, this is my bowls aquarium, which I had some guppies in a little while ago. Unfortunately, I lost the male. If you keep up with my channel, you'll have heard that I don't breed male guppies or live bearers. I just don't get any. So it's something to do with my water or my temperature. I can't remember now. But anyway, I don't get very many male live bearers. But this little chap here is my little baby tetra. Now, we all thought, hang on, let me scoot you across to here. We all thought on Instagram it was one of these. So this is a red line tetra. Now, everyone was like, yeah, it's one of those. It's a red line. It's actually not. It is actually one of those, which is a not you, out the way, a Khybersi tetra. So these are quite rare in the hobby, as in not many people keep them, and that is because they are belligerent thugs. They are very aggressive. I found them to be a little bit like piranha. They're just, yeah, very angry little fish. But that is a baby one of those. And like I say, I have had several now come through as babies. I've only saved one because I wanted to see what it was like, and they're so hard to catch because, like I say, I just knocked everything over, but they are hiding normally down in here. I saw one baby the other day, and yeah, I don't think he's going to be out at the moment, so that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I will catch them out if I get chance, and if I'm able to, I will catch them out and get them. But yeah, I don't want 100 of these little Khybersi tetras because, well, they are just a nightmare. So I think he's big enough now that he will go back into that tank at some point. But neither of these tanks need changing. The tanks that need changing, well, actually, you can hear a bit of water noise in the background. That's one tank I'll show you in a minute that is partway through escape, and the other tanks that need changing and sorting today are behind me. Now, you might be able to see something on the bottom of this shelf. That's another project I'm going to be talking to you about in just a minute. But the first tank we need to sort out today is this horrendousness. Now, this has got Amazon frogbit growing in it. This stuff. A really cool plant, but it takes over this tank really quickly. I've had it growing in here, I don't know, since I started this tank. Started off with one little piece, and it goes mad. It's really good because it does keep the nitrates down, but it's a bit of a nightmare because, well, it just smothers to the top and I can't see the fish. I've only got female endless guppies in here and a few cherry shrimp. Oh, and my cool blueberry snails. But yeah, it's not ideal. So we need to strip this out and give this tank a little water change and wipe down first. Then I'll tell you about that, and then I've got to fix a tank that's above me, and yeah, there's lots to do. But let's get this one sorted first. So we are just going to gently strip all of this out and get it into a bucket and try not to pick up any baby snails, because we do have baby blueberry snails in here, and also to try and not pick up any of the guppies. All of the roots have sort of tangled together in one big mass. That is so much better now. You can actually see in the aquarium that Cophifolia anubius needs to be pushed back to where it used to live, which I think was in the riverbank there. But this Schlephera umbrella plant, I think, or umbrella tree, it's actually grown 3 new leaves. So these new leaves here are all brand new. They were only tiny a couple of weeks ago. So that's really cool that that has settled. And I don't know if you can see, but all of this root down here is all new root off of that tree. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I've actually just noticed as well, hang on, let me show you. These are all seedlings. I put some branches from outdoors in here, and all this moss grew, which was very nice, and you know, some moss around the anubius here and stuff. These 2 ferns actually are still in pots. I just wanted to soak them, so they're just sat back there living their happy life. But yeah, these are actually shoots and new plants from outside in my garden, so I don't know what they're going to turn into. There's actually another one back here underneath the treelet. Now, even though there will be only a little bit of nitrate in here because of how much plant is in here, I am going to give this one a quick water change, just to water change out some of this muck and this mulm from the bottom here. Get rid of those few leaves, and I'll probably put a few of the floating plants back in, just not all of them. I just realised I was water changing and I hadn't actually cleaned all the algae off the glass yet, which is really annoying. So yeah, I've drained a little bit of water out, but always clean off the algae before you do water changes because, well, it just makes sense and you're sucking out all the algae that you've just cleaned off. Now we can continue water changing. What a rookie error. We've got some dechlorinated tap water. Now it's quite tricky to pour into this tank because, well, there's not a lot of spaces that it doesn't stir up the gravel being so shallow. Hopefully if I pour it in here, it's going to go a bit murky, but there's a filter in the back that will deal with that. And it gives everything a bit of a circulation, doesn't it? So that's a nice little water change done on that tank. It's a bit of a river sort of theme, so I don't go crazy on like getting all the algae out and getting the roots into perfect positions. I just let it do what it wants to do, really. I love the sort of, well, almost like riverbank vibe that we've got with all the anubiuses and the moss growing up around it. It looks cool, but that's a nice little water change for them. Hopefully we might get some male guppies out of it. We've had a few new babies, but they all seem to be female, which is standard for my house. So, on to the next tank. So next up, do we go up to this tank here that needs sorting, or do we go down to the future project? That one's going to need more work, so I think we go down to the future project and we show you what I'm thinking of with this bright light unit and 2 tanks down here. Actually, one thing I should probably address before going any further is you'll see that I've got a 3D printer up on this top shelf, which is where Squishy, my jellyfish, used to live. Squishy is not here anymore, unfortunately, for no other reason than it's just not my style. It's not my... I didn't enjoy it. I did not enjoy keeping him that much. They're a really cool pet, but I like to have plants and rocks and wood and anything, any hardscape, anything makes it interesting. He was just blub, blub, blub. So luckily I had a friend who has 2 of them in an aquarium. He he took Squishy on absolutely fine. He is now living over there. I do have a spare jellyfish tank now, and I'm not too sure what to do with that. But yeah, it was just really not my vibe. It didn't really gel with me. So yeah, sorry, no more jellyfish, but you can't keep things that you don't enjoy. As much as it grows the channel and you guys want to see it, if I don't enjoy it, then they don't get the care and attention that they need. So, you know, jellyfish require a lot of feeding, a lot of water changing, keeping them happy. So yeah, it just wasn't going to go well long term. I kept him for what, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months? I don't even know when I released that video, to be honest. He was up here a long time. So yeah, anyway, got to get on because this video is going to be hellishly long if I keep rabbiting on. What did I say? Right, tanks down below. Now, as you can probably tell, sorry it's a little bit dark, but you can see the tank's better if I'm dark, and you don't need to see me. Anyway, as you can probably see, this is my plant storage area. It looks a bit grimy and a bit mucky, but it keeps the plants happy for a few weeks while I get projects going and get tanks scaped and planted. Now, these plants were actually slightly over-ordered because I didn't actually need all of what I got, but it's fine. They're still living. We're ready for the next projects to come along, and this is one of them. So this is two. Let's move this out of the way. Sorry, I've got a lid on here to keep moisture in. So this is two 30cm cubes with a 60cm ONF light unit over the top. So it's a really decent light unit, grows plants like there's no tomorrow. Now, I'm in a bit of a conundrum. Hang on, let me grab what I think I'm going to use in here, but we're going to scape it so that the two scapes are together but apart. Hang on. So if I have that piece of wood exactly in the middle, I don't know how I'm going to cut it down the middle, really big saw, but cut it down the middle so you've got that split tree between the two tanks. I need to work out what I'm going to put in it. I was thinking 2 breeding tanks for shrimp, so maybe like go really standard and go red cherries in that one, or nice red cherries, and then maybe like lilies or blues or something in that tank, and then plant them up slightly differently, but obviously with the same hardscape splitting between the two. I really can't work it out, but it is something I'm working on at the moment. I think it is going to be cool, but these tanks are going to need a severe cleanup before we sort of enter this project, and that isn't today. We can leave these, let the plants just settle in there and drop the wood on the floor and move on to the next project. But the next tank we've got to sort out is this dark tank up here, and that is because there's no light unit on that. I ordered a new transformer for the light unit, I misplaced the new transformer for the light unit, still don't know where that's gone. So I had a prototype light unit on there running that a company sent me to have a bit of a play with, so that was really cool. But they've had to have that back now for a bit more testing after me having a look at it, so now I've got to get a light unit on there, and because it's all low light plants, I don't want anything too intense. Now, this tank has always been a bit of a nightmare for glare down in this room, and I can't wait to get the garage done because then I don't need to worry about that. So there's a little water driplet. My alien Betta is sat right there. I doubt you can actually see him on the camera. You might just be able to see a shadow. Now, until I find the light unit, well, actually the transformer that goes to this, because the light unit's built into this plastic trim, and before anyone says anything, I broke that. How did I break that? I can't remember if I dropped it in water or if I cut the cable with something by accident, but it was in a previous video that I did break it. But until I find that transformer, I want something easy, and I've got one of these, which has got these clips on the back. So this is just like an EcoMax, what's it called? An EcoMax Tropical LED, 20 centimetres. So it's just a tiny little LED unit, and I'm going to try and mount it over the top. Now that is going to be tricky because, well, there's not really any way of mounting this to the top of here, but I've got an idea. So my plan is to use this bit of bogwood, and this little bit of bogwood that I bought ages ago and never used. And then this light unit has these funny little U-shaped clips on them with screw holes. So if I screw that to the bottom of there and screw the other clip to the bottom of there, somewhere, maybe there, and then that will span the top of the tank. It is a little bit of a bodge job, but it's going to work because worst case scenario, I can plant stuff up on these bits of wood with their roots trailing down into the water and it will look really good. But hopefully I'll find the transformer by then and I can just take this off. I can unscrew it from the bits of bogwood. I've not wasted anything, I've not damaged anything, and that should work a treat. So here we go, the moment of truth, the all-new fish shop mat. Overtank Luminaire Natural Edition. Surely if it works, it ain't stupid. The good thing is these lights are waterproof and splashproof, so if I do mess this up, it's not too bad. That actually sits really solidly. Now the moment of truth to see how it looks. It's only a tiny light for this tank, so it's not going to light the whole thing, but that's the whole point of this tank. It's not meant to be bright, it's all low light plants, so let's get it plugged in and see what it does. Now I've got to find a spare plug. I think there's one just there. Is that turned on? That's on. That's on. Oh, I quite like that, but that huge ball of floating plant needs to come out. That's insane. This is all rickier, and I didn't realise how big that had got, but hey, little Betta. That looks okay, I'm liking that. Like I said, it's a smaller light unit than would normally be on this tank. Ooh, fancy blue light. Right, let's grab some of this floating plant out. I do like rickier, but that is a bit much. I don't actually think we need to do much with this tank because it's had so little light in here. It's perfect. There's hardly any algae. The Amanos are buzzing about now that I've disturbed some things and they're trying to find the food. Alien Betta's out and about, but there is no algae. I'll show you a little bit closer actually. Now this tank is really glary from where it is in the tank, so it's hard to get no reflections. But, you know, we've got nice little Bucephalandra down here. We've got these crypts. All these Anubiuses up here because of low lighting, and it gets a lot of light because, well, actually this yellow curtain is obviously blocking off the window to my garden, so it's got quite a lot of an ambient daylight, but because it gets that, it really does well. You know, a lot of aquarium plants, I think we give them too much light sometimes. You know, look how nice that boost is. Is that a baby blueberry snail? It is. Hang on, let me move around. It is. It's a baby blueberry snail. I did put a few blueberry snails in here, a few of the babies. So yeah, they're still buzzing about in there, which is really cool to see. You alright, bud? You being grumpy? No, don't like the camera names. But yeah, anyway, I'm not even going to touch it. There's still a little bit of leaf litter in here for it to give it that blackwater vibe. We've got nice Limnophila up there, some floating plants. My new wood Overtank Luminaire with my Monstera shoot is doing fine. So yeah, perfect. On to the next tank, I think. I forgot that I threw this rickier in this bowl. Not sure what I'm going to do. There you go. Enjoy, maybe. Do I like that? We'll leave it in there for the minute anyway. Oh, that's the pasta jar aquarium thing that I done. Little drip wallet. Still growing strong. The moss is settling in quite nicely, so that's quite cool. Got a few others that I want to mess around with and do, but that's going to be a later project. Now this next tank needs a fair bit of love. Let me just unplug my camera batteries and move them out the way before I spill water on them. But this is the Waterfall bowl that I made quite some time ago now. And it has been doing really well, but we have had a few issues. And the first issue is that this peace lily has gone absolutely mental, which has then taken nutrients away from some of the other plants. When they were first growing, these, I think they're Ophia ogom, were growing really well, sending roots down into the water. And since the peace lily has taken off, I just don't think they're getting enough nutrients. Even though I'm dosing plant food into here, I don't think it's enough because there's just so many nutrients being ripped out of the water by that. The waterfall still works well, and the moss has turned like a really dark green now on top of here. So it looks cool. Now, I did make one big mistake the other week. And that mistake was I destroyed all of the hairgrass that was growing in here. There was a little bit of Monte Carlo growing in here, just a few sprigs that I had taken from other tanks, but there was a hairgrass carpet running across this front edge. And what happened was I was water changing this late at night before a friend was coming to visit, and I poured the bucket of water in, uprooted it all. I tried to plant them back in. They didn't settle. They floated up. It has been a nightmare. You can actually still see some of the bits and pieces of the substrate that is still up on the surface. Actually, I've got something to fix that. Now, where has that gone? Now, if you don't know, this is one of those magnets on a stick. So it's like on a extendable stick. And it's just a really high-powered magnet on the end. Now, substrate, all these black balls are actually magnetic. So I can do this. And it essentially just picks them all up, look. So we can go through and do that quickly and tidy this up. But ultimately, I think this tank is ready for a change at some point soon. I just don't know what to do with it. I've just actually had a thought. I've got some Bucephalandra upstairs from one of the tanks I've just shut down. And I think that would fill in this little gap so much easier than hairgrass would. And it doesn't matter about the lights and nutrients because Bucephalandra is like robust. So I'm going to grab a few bits of that and see if we can just fill in this area. I might need to give it an algae though and siphon out some of this mulm first. Now, there is a little bit murky at the moment, but these are the Bucephalandras that I pulled out of a tank. They're already glued to a stone as well, so that's ideal. But yeah, they'll be nice. I'm going to just plonk them in amongst those rocks. Bucephalandra really doesn't need a great deal of light. I find it does better with a lower light than a higher light. Let's try and move that one around there, though, so we get a bit more light on it. Yeah, nice. Let's get these in and replace the Anubiuses that I've uprooted. And then this one can live for another week, maybe, until my brain says what I should do with the funny shallow bowl. Well, that Bucephalandra has certainly filled that tank up. That looks quite cool, and it stops them from being in a Tupperware pot on my windowsill. Essentially, I had them in a little plastic container with the lid clipped down so that they would stay wet and in somewhere with a bit of lighting. So they'll look much nicer and much better in there. We can now leave that tank to settle. Here you go, let me show you the waterfall up close because that is still running and still looks cool. So as I say, the peace lily is now overgrowing this tank quite aggressively, but you can see the waterfall back there just trickling down through and into the tank. You can see where these leaves are getting some brown edges to them, and it's just where they're not getting enough nutrients. Or maybe it's light as well, I suppose, because the peace lily is like overshadowing them now. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem, it's a bit of a nightmare, but it is what it is. But the buces now look good under the water, look, albeit a bit murky. And I've just realised through this whole filming that this Anubius has been sat here. Anubius nana snow white, black shrimp. Anyway, I have had this for weeks, and there was a project I was going to do with it, and I never got around to it. It just sort of has been sat here, living in this pot for weeks. I reckon we could set up a little glass jar for it quickly, and just have that one little plant in a little glass jar over on the shelf with the drip wall. I think this fluted, weird vase thing would look quite cool with that Anubius in it. Let's move some of these around. Let's just get rid of these for a minute, out the way. And yeah, we can have that one. We can mess around. Should we get rid of that photo frame behind it? Because that makes it look a little bit mental. You can actually see what's going on then. Now I've got some cool, I think they call it spider's web rock or spaghetti rock, or I just think one piece of this. Sorry about the jangling, but that's going to be too big, isn't it? Yeah. One piece of this would look really cool in there. Or maybe those two go on the outside, look. We'll aquascape outside the vase and inside. I've got one piece left and I hope this fits. It's not fitting. I'm going to have to go and smash this stuff up. Oh, no, that doesn't look very good. That will work. And then we can place the Anubius in that groove there. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll just use this little jug of water and hopefully we can wash enough of this gel off and it will work. If not, I'll have to run it under the tap. This is quite a delicate little plant. I really don't want to damage it. It won't come out. Okay. Oh, first little chunk is out. Okay, it's in like several little bits, which is going to be an absolute nightmare to glue to that rock. Oh my god, it's in so many bits. Okay, cool. It's like 6, 7 bits in there. Ugh. I just had a thought. I don't want a bare bottomed glass jar, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of sand in there. Nothing major, just a little bit of sand to give it a bit of substrate. So we've just got a little bit of Gorilla Glue, nothing exciting, but that hopefully will just be able to tack those Anubius onto that wood rock. I don't know how much water this is going to need, but hopefully not too much. And hopefully it won't be too murky. We might need to do a refill on this though. Oh, it is quite dusty. I did wash this rock off. Wow, that looks proper alien. I'm not too sure if I like the weird bends in the glass or not. It sort of makes it all distorted and weird. It's like an art piece. Anyway, now is time to show you the last tank, which is the biggest project that we've got going at the moment. Whilst I'm on my way to this other tank, I thought I'd just give you an update on how the biorb air is growing, and it's crazy. Yeah, all of this vine wood in here as well that you can see, that I've got there, that was all covered in hair algae from a tank upstairs that I shut down. Actually, the chili raspberry tank that I shut down. So all that wood was covered in horrible hair algae. So I chucked it in here, and the wood lices went mental for it. They devoured it. I don't know if I can see any of the dairy cow wood lice. Oh, there's one. Where are you? You're sort of behind there. You can see a vague shape wandering about. There's got to be more out, surely. There's hundreds in here now. There you go. There's a little baby there. Yeah, there is so many. There's one, actually. Where are you? If I can focus. Are you there? No, it can't focus. He's somewhere in there. There's a big one. But anyway, there's like 200 wood lice living in here now, and it is overgrown. It really needs a cutback so that it starts sprouting in different places. But yeah, it's looking cool, looking good. Anyway, on to the project that you're all going to want to see. Right, so I've just had to shut the blinds. Let's turn. I've only got one lamp on here at the moment, and I've had to come and disturb my dogs because they were asleep on the sofa. That on? There we go. Now, excuse the mess around it because I have been working on this for a few weeks/months. But this is our new blackwater Amazon. Well, it might not be Amazon actually. It might be Asian. I'm thinking gouramis, but I am also thinking blackwater Amazonian. Hang on, look. This is what I'm contending with. Hang on. One pupper's asleep there. The other one's on the floor annoying her. Roma, get up on the sofa, look. Get up on here. Then you're out the way. There we go. Right. So, yeah, that's why I'm contending with them at the moment. But I think it's going to look cool. Let me show you around. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment, and excuse the spray bar because I'm just using that to circulate water at the moment. But we have got some monumental pieces of cork bark that I've been soaking, essentially. So these are now all sinking. They are also glued to rocks. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's rocks on the bottom of each one of these. The water lettuce was just some spare water lettuce from a tank. And then I've been 3D printing these planters, and they're going to go along the back here. And then I've got 2 light units. This is 1 light unit. Got another one to go over on this side. Like I say, it's a bit of a mess at the moment, but these planters will then be planted up all across the back with some like tropical house plants. Yeah, and then away you go. Now I'm thinking, pretty sure I'm going to keep it half full, because once I get some sort of epiphyte ferns growing up these bits of wood, and remove that spray bar because it looks horrible like that, but once I've got that, it will look like a proper flooded forest. I am really looking forward to doing this project. Obviously the wood's just chucked in there at the moment. I need to take it all back out and have a bit of a move around and a bit of a play, but like that is asking for a plant. This here has got a hole in the top of it, and that is asking for a plant. Yeah, it is going to look wicked. There isn't much to do on this today. The only problem I'm having, if I show you, where I had this set up as a like fully planted tank. All right. Sorry, the dogs are just sneezing. Where I had this set up as a fully planted tank, those are the fertiliser balls for plants that you get in the little tablet form, and they have worked their way up to the top of the sand now, which is really irritating. So I think all this sand is going to have to come out, and I'm going to have to put all fresh in, because I have been siphoning and gravel cleaning this sand for weeks, and every time it comes back out, and I can't stop it. But I think the wood is fully soaked now. Even by the time this video comes out, this might be all full up and might be nearly, well, might be the next video out after this one. Who knows? I'm not sure how close this will be to completion. But yeah, I am loving it. I am digging it. Let me know in the comments what you think fish-wise need to go in here. There's a lot to let me know in the comments. Just pick your favourite question and have a go at it. But I'm thinking gouramis, harlequin rasboras, I don't know, some sort of Asian sort of theme. Asian swamp maybe. Dwarf gouramis would look cool. Sparkling gouramis would look cool. Yeah, or Amazonian. You know, I've got really nice shoal of cardinal tetras with some leaf litter in there would look awesome. Anyway, that is that tank. So it's looking great, and I'm so excited to be getting on with this one. Before I finish this mini downstairs tour, I thought I'd better show you these guys and girls. Obviously, these are my axolotls. There's my gold one. Don't know where the big one is at the moment. I don't actually know. Somewhere hidden in the plant somewhere. The lights have just come on, so that's why it's a little bit dim in here at the moment. But they are doing well, just in case anyone was like, where are your axolotls? They're still here. They're still happy. They're still in the same tank. I still can't see the others. But yeah, there's 2 of them anyway. Is it back under? No, can't see them. But anyway, they're doing good. They're happy. It's all good. So there we go, that's all the tanks, all downstairs. Have you seen them all? That one, that one, that one, that one, the axolotls, the cube tank in the corner. Yeah, you've seen all of the tanks that are downstairs. I feel like it's been a while since I sat here and made a video downstairs. It's because Quinn's been home a lot, and yeah, so it's been noisy down here, and there's normally cars and toys and stuff thrown all over the place. So it takes me ages to try and clear everything up before filming. But anyway, I'm rabbiting on. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've liked this look. I've obviously asked you hundreds of questions, well not hundreds, but I've asked you quite a few questions during this video, so let me know if you think I should do shrimps in the dual tank, the double tank, or whatever you want to call it. Let me know what I should put into the big blackwater cube that we're going to do in the front room. That might have been all the questions actually. Oh, maybe the flat bowl. Did I ask you a question on the flat bowl? What I should do with it next? I don't know. Anyway, let me know your opinions. I love hearing what you guys and girls are thinking and what you're looking forward to, and maybe something that you want to try but you don't want to try it yet. So let me know. I'll try it. If it goes wrong, I can show you. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Oh, I think I asked you about this one as well. What should we do with this one? Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you are looking forward to the scapes and stuff that I've got going on in the future, and the garage that will be coming soon once I get a lintel fitted to the roof and the roof isn't going to collapse my rear window. So yeah. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.